And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Ooh, hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we have returned. We have returned here with our first semifinals of the evening with the upper semis. We are jumping in mid-series and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. Down in the series 1-0. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is herO for Twisted Minds. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Kyor. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Again, we are jumping in mid-series. Kyor, he's already leading 1-0, but we'll see if herO can force that ace match. I believe he can, but the pressure is on. Whew. As again, game one was on ley lines. It was an intense back and forth mid-game between both Kyor and herO. Again, that was being covered by some of the other casters out there, by KOKA, by Wardi, by some of the other language casters as well. Now we ourselves are also jumping in. As a reminder as well, the lower semifinals is going to be another TvP between Clem and MaxPax. They're going to be facing off in those lower semis. We'll be catching up with them after this match. Oh. As now we are dipping in. It is going to be a double gas opening here by Kyor. So double gas into a faster factory into a more intense, a more aggressive start. We'll see what this leads into. herO, of course, he confirms the full wall-off is in effect, and herO, he's locked down. This probe should fall. Ideally, herO, he does want to recall, does build up his shields, does not get the SCV, barely doesn't. Pulls away, and will attempt to regenerate, but the Reaper will arrive and will hunt this down. Does head over. Probe is trapped. Again, there was no opportunity to recall. And back at home, we do have a standard opener here. herO just going for a gate, cyber expand into his Twilight Council. Most likely, we'll see what kind of tech he does throw down, whether it's a Twilight Council, Stargate, or a Robo. I wasn't able to see the early game of game one, as we were in our own series at the time. So not too certain how things did open up. Regardless, Twilight Council here from herO. Well, let's go. Does go for the Twilight Council. Likewise being active. And behind this Kyor, he does go for the CC on the high ground, going for his own 1-1-1. Early tech lab on the factory. Do we go for early tank production? No, it's going to be Cyclone. Okay, Cyclone opener out of Kyor. He does not scout his opponent, so it's a very safe way to open up. If there was an Oracle or a Phoenix, then this Cyclone would completely shut it down. And from here, we can go into an early tank drop across the map. We'll see if he does go for the tank, or if he does calm things down and go for an add-on swap instead. Ooh, early medevac. Okay, Kyor, he's being hyper aggressive here. He's going to move out. He's going to commit with everything that he has. Marines, Cyclones, again, potential tank follow-up as well. If we do see a tank follow-up here, this would be designed... Oh, okay, second Cyclone. I believe this is designed to hard counter something like a Stargate opener. Thankfully for herO, that is not what he's going for, but there's still going to be a lot of DPS, a lot of firepower waiting for him. And speaking of, Cyclone gets spotted. herO, he pulls away. Here comes that drop from Kyor. Kyor, he be dropping. He is spotted. Ooh, yeah, herO, he will spot this. Back at home, he's getting ready. He has 2 Stalkers so far. Shield battery is done. Here, he's warping in. Getting in position. Nice target firing at a Kyor. He does get 4 probes so far. Takes on 4 workers. It ups his shade in towards the main base, but we have a second Cyclone back at him to defend. So we get a couple of SCVs. Oh, shading into the main. Shades in, 5 SCV kills in total. SA5 getting into 7 SCVs, not bad. Not bad, but it's going to be a one-way trip. The Depths, they should not make it out. Yeah, they're locked into the main. He's locked in, does fall. And Kyor, he preserves his army. Does preserve the army, racing back home. Did bleed out some extra SCVs though, so there was a bit of a back and forth. Overall, though, I do favor Kyor's position, bearing in mind that herO's being active with these Stalkers, but Kyor, he can try to chase him down. now, though. Pulling back. The drop is still being active. Headed towards the natural. Cure, he's out on the... Sorry, here he's out on the map. Cure moving in. Uh-oh. And here he just used his warp in. So no warp in. Oh, there we go. Yeah, force the recall. There's no defensive warp in. Ay. Very nice drop here by Cure. He doesn't get damage done, but he does force the entire army back home. And he spots the expansion. So Cure is looking good. Looking very nice here. Likewise moving out once again. Does move out, so will delay the Raxes. Gets a couple of SCVs and shouldn't lose anything. So 3 SCV kills does pick up. Let's Cure zooming back home. They start securing themselves. As we do see MaxX face shaking. Calm down. Doesn't lose anything. For the most part, he's just containing his opponent. Back at home, MaxX just getting his third base fully saturated. Likewise, getting into +1, getting to charge, getting into delayed Colossus. We saw this from MaxPax even in his series against Percival, and we're seeing it here between herO and Cure. Again, it is very meta and very common to rush into +1 and charge as a follow-up to Blink into delayed Colossus. This is designed to just punish tank move-outs and punish counterattacks from the Terran. So here he's being very safe and very secure as he's going for a 4th. Meanwhile, our eyes are on Cure. Now Cure, he's not going for the all-in. He does have a 3rd CC that's almost done. Cure, he's just waiting for his upgrades, waiting for a stim, combat shields +1. Once all these upgrades kick in, then Cure can break out and expand. Until then, he's contained. This is the kind of main dynamic here. Max actually me here. No, I said MaxPax because we casted MaxPax versus Percival earlier. That's what I meant what I said. Yes. Did see it between MaxPax and Percival. Now we're seeing it here between herO and Cure. Oh, Stalkers they blink in. Here he does respond. Meanwhile, as Cure gets distracted, Zels say do dip into the mineral line. Oh, getting some SCVs. Yeah, 3 SCV kills so far. Oh, okay, here's a 5. Nice run by. Nice damage. Oh, jeez. Again, here getting a lot of value. Here pulls away. Oh, unless I continue to say his name after talking about him. Potentially. If so, I apologize. Yeah, here he's building up his Colossus, getting another expansion, trying to move out. I don't think it's necessary for herO to move in here, but I mean, he's going for it. Oh, links in. Yeah, I think I said MaxX earlier. Yeah. Even after discussing him. Probably because I discussed him. My apologies. But yeah, herO just has to calm down. Just calm down. No need to engage. There's no reason to push in here. He's getting a 4th base. He's taking up into a 2nd robo. Just calm down here, calm down. Gets a Viking. I mean, nice pickoff so far. And collapsing in. Does spot some of the tanks. The first tank should go down. So far here, he mainly bleeds out Zealots. It's going to be how many? It's going to be 25 Zealots going down. Not the worst trades. But he's playing on the knife's edge. Like, here, he cannot afford to lose his high-tech units. Right now, he's just bleeding out Zealots, trading Zealots more than anything. Up to 3 Colossus, getting a 4th Colossus behind this, getting to +3. It's a +3 attack. More Zealots are amassing. Where once again he commits, gets a tank, goes to the medevacs. As the medevacs, they are going down. Zealots, they do wreak havoc, they overwhelm the tanks, and herO, does he have enough? It looks like he does. Yeah, it looks like he barely does. We're down to a handful of Marauders. The Ghost did go down. No EMPs. Whew. And herO, he breaks through. He breaks his opponent. He breaks the defensive line. GG gets called. And herO will tie up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Going to the ace match there. Again, a very, very intense fight there from herO. Again, he didn't have to push in, but remember, initially he was only trading Zealots. He was being very, very careful to preserve those Colossus. As soon as he lost his Zealots, he backed off. He just backed off, he pulled away, built up more and more Zealots, and he was able to just use that as a buffer, and did barely catch herO. herO was getting into more Vikings, getting into more Ghost production as well, but he was broken. And with that, we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3. We'll see how this story ends. As game 3 is going to be on Incorporeal. Let's go. We have that ace match. And again, here it wasn't really anything too fancy. I mean, he was able to find some SCV kills here and there. He was able to catch a couple of workers early on. It was impressive. Here he was having a bit of a harder time after the initial Cyclone aggression, which was quite successful. Did have a harder time maintaining himself against the Blink Stalkers, and here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Incorporeal. We have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. Can he go the distance? Can he go all the way? It is herO. For Twisted Minds. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. We go. And again, we haven't seen a lot of Incorporeal, but I think I like this map overall. I'm tempted to add it to our ladder map pool as well. We'll see. It's a little more open, a lot more exposed in certain areas. True. I would say that the 3-base setup is relatively secure. The 4th base is more open, is more exposed. The 5th base likewise will be more difficult to take in a longer game, if we can get there. As once again, Cure does open up double gas. Once again, double gas opening here by Cure, going for a faster factory. Meanwhile, we do see herO back across the map, going for his own gate expand into Cybercore. Does cut some corners, is slightly greedier here for herO. So a bit of a greedier start, a bit of a greedier build. But otherwise, we're settling in. Now, last game, as a reminder, it was a 1-on-1 setup here. It was a Cyclone opener into a second Cyclone as well. If you recall, Cure, he did fail to scout early on, so it did feel like a blind opener designed to try to hunt down and designed to punish a Stargate opener. I do think that Stargate play is more viable here on Incorporeal, so we'll see if Cure opens up Cyclone again or not. We'll see. As we have yet to decide our tech of choice. Safety shield battery here by herO. Interesting. Now set up. Stalker Sentry opener. herO going for the hallucination scouts. herO back at home, opening up, and not with the tech lab, but with a Widowmine. Okay, setting up for some drop play. Looks like a Widowmine drop opener out of Cure. Not as aggressive, not as committed as what we saw last time. Meanwhile, we do have a Twilight Council, not a Stargate from herO. Interesting location, going for the Twilight Council as a part of the wall. Interesting. We shall see. So far here, he's just fully walling up. It's walling up, walling off. So he'll be ready for any kind of Hellion dive or Hellion defense. Bearing in mind that here he has seen very little across the map. Looks like the hallucination was shut down by the Widow Mine. So not much vision. Not much scouting. At least here he's aware of the Widow Mine, so he's aware of the potential drop play. I assumed it was going to be, there we go. I was about to say, I assumed it was going to be a Widow Mine drop, but there we go, it does now move out. Hallucination moving in. Here, he's trying to keep up. Scouts the 1-1-1. My drop is coming in. herO not quite in position. Does have some stalkers. Blink is halfway done, but thankfully does have some stalkers in the main. He reacts, he responds, he zones away. Widow Mine shot will go off. Oh no! Does pull back. Ooh, 4 probe kills, brutal damage. Yeah, chaotic response there from herO. Yeah, did panic a little bit and lost too much. And what's important here is that he saves the Widow Mines. He saves the Widow Mines, he can always go back in for another drop. So he has potential for even more damage. Here, meanwhile, counter-attacking. He attempts to poke in. Blink is almost done. As herO moves out, he does take his 3rd base. And herO back at home, he's just securing himself. Tank production well underway. Marines are fanning out. And herO, he should be secure here. Should be secure. This game is slowing down. We do have a different follow-up here at a herO. Interesting. So he's not just going into +1 in charge, which is what we expected, right? This is just a standard follow-up +1 charge, gateway explosion. But we do have a Templar Archives instead, not a Robotics Bay. Last game we saw something very similar here at a herO, except into Colossus production. Here instead, here he's going into Storm. So I do appreciate that he's mixing it up. So mixing it up a little bit here. Going into a different form of splash damage. I mean, it has its pros, it has its cons. Storm can be a little bit more versatile. Can be more impactful at times as well. Oh, there's feedback here on the Raven. Storm does begin. The feedback does reveal, of course, the High Templar, so now herO knows. Which means he can respond with a faster Ghost Academy as well. Now getting his 3rd TC, slowly breaking out. Now herO is about to finish up his upgrades. He can break out.
Research complete.
So a couple of tank shots off. Breaking out of his contain. Tanks getting in position. 3rd TC now on the way, floating over towards the left-hand side. And we might be able to embrace a longer game state here. Yeah, we have Storm on the way, now into Bay, into a 2nd Robo, into double Colossal production, getting into multiple points of splash damage. Here he fans out, he throws down spotter pylons. Getting his Zealots in position. again, we don't often see like larger maps like this anymore, especially after everyone got rid of maps like Neon Violet Square and King's Cove. Like, this is still a larger map, but it's not very turtle heavy. It doesn't really lend towards that style, which I appreciate. So making our way into a longer game. Sure, he does take over the Zonaga. Here he attempts to Zealot run by, he gets spotted. And Kira will shut this down. Shuts down the Zealots. Colossus production has begun. Again, Hero just refining his army, getting to Colossus. Here he spots the move out. Storms are ready. Oh. Speaking of storms, one does land. Another is coming in. And tanks still on siege. Here he's on the run. He has to get the hell out of here. Does escape. He has the high ground as well. Does have the high ground here. He has to back the hell up. Pulls away. Rotates over towards the high ground instead. Hero with a better angle. Yeah, much better angle. Doesn't chase though. Hero, he has the potential. He does spot the double drop. Secure, he races back home. Deals with the Zealot run by. Double drop into the main. Army's in position. Got High Templar, we got Storm. Here he's pinned down. And both armies are about to max out. We're going to be maxing from here, getting 4th bases. Ghost production underway. I think, like, what intrigues me most here, again, as you mentioned, like, we haven't really seen too much later games, like, nowadays, and just because of the map pool, just because of the current meta. It feels refreshing. It's been too long, Bobby, too long. Secure zoned away. Jesus, we have 4 Colossus. That's a lot of Colossi. We have how many? We have 3 Storms as well, 3 High Templar, I should say. Here, moving on. Now, before we can talk about maxing out, we're almost there. But here is pushing. Pushing up these ramps is going to be difficult. The 4th base is on the low ground. The 4th base is more exposed, but here he's still maintaining himself on 3 bases instead. Once again, here he doesn't have to commit, but he's going for it. Pushing into a tank line. And that's target firing here on the Colossus. But that's still 4 Colossus. Storms, they connect. Oh my, other Storms. Storms, they pop off. They shut down the Bio Army. But there's barely not enough here. Nice pick up micro. Hero pulls away. Again, he pushed into a siege line. And Hero could not break through. Similar to the previous game, actually, where it's like, Bappy, we don't have to go for it. Like, Hero, calm down. Doesn't have to move in. Behind the starting up his disruptors. Getting into more expansions. Building up. Now, as the game extends from here, again, this is a pretty heavily fortified position, and I don't expect Hero to try to move in once again. I hope he doesn't. But we're now working towards a 2nd starport. This should be for Liberators. For Liberator production. The next big thing here, though, should be the 4th base for Cure. Like, it should be now the onus of Hero to rotate between these locations and to make sure that Cure doesn't expand. Once again, Hero, though, he moves in. Blinking on forward. Tanks are too far behind. Okay. Yeah, better angle here for Hero. Colossus goes down. Nice snipe. CC, that was a kill. Oh, that was a kill, not a cancel or a lift or anything. That was a CC going down, which means there's no 4th base. And Curie's in trouble. Curie, he's in trouble here. As he's just being contained and being starved out on 3 bases. Yeah, my biggest concern on this map was getting a 4th base, and it's just not going to happen. Fusion course on the way, that's going to be for Liberator range. CC's being rebuilt in the main base, but again, it's going to be so heavily delayed. And here are just mass expanding. It's taking more bases, more expansions. Getting a 6th base, now getting a 7th expansion bottom left. Here he blinks in, we'll lose the High Templar. herO, he doesn't have to push into this. herO, he gets punished. Plummets in supply. Again, herO, calm down. Like, there's no reason to move in. We don't have to push. We don't have to. Just contain. That's all we gotta do. He's getting too excited, Bappy. Too excited. Oh, didn't notice that, but you can knock down these towers as well. herO, he rotates. Now, if you're in hero's position, like, what can you do, right? Outside of containing, well, typically, as hero's containing, as he's denying the 4th base and keeping Cure on 3 bases, what do? We tech, right? Stargate. Fleet beacons, Stargates, transition into Sky Toss, double forge, double upgrades. We kind of have that on the way, so herO, he makes a decision. He says no. He says, I'm not going to Sky Toss. I'm not making Sky Toss here. I'm not going for a fleet beacon, not going into carriers or Tempest. So he throws down a mass amount of robos instead. So he's committing to a ground-based army, which is fine, but like this is what I would have liked to have seen a little bit earlier instead of pushing up the ramp. Like, we just calm down. Just build up the production. herO, he takes every expansion, every other base. Both armies are maxed out. And it's gonna, again, it's on herO to get in position to try and slow down this 4th. But herO, he's out of position. The base is getting up and running. Curie setting up. Sensor towers, turrets. Tanks as well. There is an opening. Yeah, no tanks in position, and herO, he does break through. Never goes off. Massive connection on the bio. Storm on the ghosts. herO pulls away for a moment. But still better damage. Here at the same time going for Zelaramai, running into the tanks, into Liberators. At least here he's worth the base. But again, here he's on the other side. Trying to move in. Now, as the Ghost count builds up, as the Liberator count builds up, I mean, the answer has to be Tempest. Like, that's typically how the tech path works here. As you get into mass lib, then Tempest are more required. But now here he commits, going for the CC. And Nova's a zone away. Command center does go down, massive pickup. Here. Just pulling back. We just see the attempt to surround. The Curie comes in for a surround. It claps on the army, takes down the disruptors. Massive pickups. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. 3 disruptors go down. The Colossus, yeah, cannot get out of this. The Vikings, they can just chase him down completely. And here he will lose everything. Lose the expansion, lose the main army. Here making 4 Colossus at a time. 4 Colossus at a time. Let's go. He's crazy. He's got a 5th robo on the way. It's like, I would not make Sky Toss. You won't make me. You can't make me. I mean, fair, right? Like, if he has all these bases, he has the money for it. Like, he can afford to be inefficient. Like here, he can get away with being inefficient here in this kind of game state. My biggest concern is that the 4th base has been taken. And you may be thinking like, oh, but here he has all these bases. That is true, but a Terran on 4 bases, they can sustain themselves. They can max out. And they can take these greater fights. Here is still in a better position, for sure, but like Cure, he's not out of this game. Should emphasize that. As Cure is throwing down more siege zones, more freedom. We have a liberation zone set up at every ramp. As Cure is still building up. Oh. Will also get spotted. How many Vikings does he have? Not too many. Only 4. Here he rotates over. EMP's a graze the army. Nice storm. Storm fitting Cure away. More storms coming in. Not quite. Here he pulls away. Cure trying to reposition. I like that he just unsieged these liberators. Like, he's trying to be active with how he wants to set this up, with where his money goes. Not bad. He's out one lib. One liberator goes down. We've got 4 more on the way, getting into +2 our attack. The main base did float over. I mean, this is the main. Hero's re-expanding, throwing down the wall of cannons. Cure, he's missing this rotation. Uh-oh. Yeah, Curie's out of position. Here he goes for the dive, takes down the liberators. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. CMP on the Colossus, but the storm does zone. So again, Cure, he did miss the rotation. He gets caught out. Oof. See the mass feedbacks. As here he gets another liberator. Here is making 5 disruptors at a time. Let's go. Meanwhile, Curie sets up the surround. Comes in from behind, and herO, it looks like he will lose these Colossus. He has to get out of here. Cure trying to chase him down. Up. Can he get 1? He should at least get 1. He might get 2. Yeah, gets 1, gets 2. Nice pickups. As herO, he gets punished. Behind this reinforcing with those 5 disruptors. And herO, he might be trading well enough. Blinks in, gets 1, gets 2 more libs. Never goes off. Oh my god. Joining back the army. Let's get punished by that freedom. +2 finishing up here. Getting to +2. Hero's still maintaining himself. Getting to 333 upgrades. Oh. And again, because herO keeps finding his opponent out of position, like, this is still fine. This is still perfectly fine. Oh my god, like that. For the most part, it's been fine. herO, he just wants to blink in. He just wants to dive. Speaking of, liberators out of position. Oh. At this one, herO, he should just knock down these rocks, but it's fine. Rotating once again, blinking into Marauders. He will lose a lot of Stalkers. Never connects. A lot of Stalkers do get thrown away. He's trying to reinforce. As Liberators, they punish. Decent pickups. Just see a recall to the right hand side. herO, he wants that Nexus. He wants that Planetary. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Curie's out of position. This Planetary should go down. Novas, they pop off. They get into the mineral line. Massive connections. And again, it's not the cleanest trade, but he should get it. As more Novas pop off. There we go. Planetary goes down. And he's going to trade a base for a base, but herO, he can afford the bases. Don't forget, we also have these center expansions, true. I think herO may have forgotten about them, otherwise we should see them as well. And yeah, GG gets called. There's no final fights, but herO, he is broke, he's out of money, and herO will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. herO, he will claim the series, he will claim the match. Again, it was an intense back and forth. herO, he had a 1-0 lead, but herO, he was able to bring it all the way back. Now, we did mention earlier that when it came to that map, when it came to Incorporeal, my biggest concern was the 4th base. If you don't have map control, and we saw that herO, he never, or I should say, he eventually took his 4th base, but it took a long time. It took a very long time to actually claim his 4th. herO, he took full map control, took every base on the map, or almost every base, even some of Cure's bases as well. And with that, GG. GG, well played. herO, he does claim it. And now we're all switching over to the European server, and hopefully I don't get left behind.